Hi, this is Billy Tarasio with Modern Law Practice. And today I want to talk to you about a couple of things that have happened over the last week that I thought were really important to share. So first is, most of the firms that we work with want to grow to the point where the law firm owner can take a step back and not be the only person working or the sole person working. And so much of the work we do is about setting up a law firm owner so that he or she can take a step back and work less. And there comes a point in time in every single law firm owner's journey where you've got people that need to be trained and work that needs to be done. And your ability to make money by working on client work is inhibited by the need to train. And the question is, what do you do? How do you find time? And what many law firm owners want to do, and what I wanted to do, was find someone else to do the training. Find someone else to do the mentoring. Find someone else to sign off on the motions. And I just had this conversation with a law firm owner who's just one of my favorite people in the whole world, who has been working with us for about a year, and he's at this place where he's gotten the right people hired and ready to go, and he's got a lot of work coming in the door. And he's like, I don't have time. I can't do all of this. And my answer to him was, you have to take fewer cases. You have to delegate more cases, because the most important thing that you as the law firm owner can be doing when you're in that situation is training the people who work under you to practice law the way you want them to practice. And no one else can do it. No one else can train the people under you when you're small to practice the way you want them to practice, because it is art, and this is your firm, and people are coming to hire your firm, and you must train lawyers under you who speak the way you want them to, who practice the way you want them to. It's not that they lose art or autonomy. It's just that there is a huge difference between the way law is practiced in my firm and the way law is practiced in another law firm. And while there's art from lawyer to lawyer, in general, you get a flavor here. And that's what people come to buy. They come to buy the flavor that modern law is selling. So every single lawyer must have that flavor. And I've talked about this story before. Like, I had an attorney previously who worked for me who was fantastic, like technically proficient, good at his job. I had done an amazing job before I hired him. I had talked to references that were coworkers and bosses and clients, and he had great reviews, and he knew the law inside and out, but the flavor was so different. He was Eeyore. He was conservative. He was quiet. He hated emotion. He didn't want to connect with people. He didn't want to call coworkers friends. He didn't really want to hang out with us. That is not the flavor of the clients that are coming to hire modern law. It wasn't a good fit. Your lawyers must have your flavor, and your flavor is not my flavor. And that's why we talk about values and the Constitution, but this is why you have to be the one that trains. No one else can train your flavor. And they want your law firm, your employees, your lawyers, they want to learn under you. They want to grow under you. They want to be part of what you've built. But in order for them to truly be a part of what you've built, you have to let them in all the way, which means spending a whole lot of time with them. That's point one. Point two, I was just talking to a gentleman, Jim Hart, who I just interviewed for the Tiger Bites podcast. I wanted to do a plug for the Tiger Bites podcast. You guys know that I wrote Tiger Tactics with 4 other awesome attorneys around the country, and we're now doing Tiger Bites, which is a podcast. Anyone who has read Tiger Tactics can be on the Tiger Bites podcast. And the goal long-term is for Tiger Tactics 2 to be written by 50 or so attorneys around the country based on these podcasts. So we're going to take the best tips out of these 15-minute micro podcasts and turn that into book 2. So if you have read the book and you want to be on the podcast, comment me here or email me. Either way is good. So what I was saying was I was interviewing Jim Hart, and he told me a story about a woman he knew who said for a year, she spent all year focused on her employees, on mentoring them, on making sure they have what they need from her in terms of time, energy, resources, and she had the most profitable year ever. And that has been my experience as well. this last quarter, I had been using a managing attorney, and I really needed to do that. And I communicated that I needed to have a managing attorney because I was going through a nasty divorce that was taking tons and tons of my energy and resources. And I needed to take a step back. And so I had this managing attorney who was fantastic, just professional and wonderful and qualified and competent, but not me. And we weren't meeting our revenue goals, and she was burned out, and she was kind of done practicing law. So part of that was a great idea. She could be the managing partner so that she wouldn't have to practice law. But that wasn't what my firm needed. My firm needed me, my attention. So for this last quarter, I've given them my attention. I've gone back to managing, and we crushed our goals, and everybody's group bonusing. So today's topic is twofold. If you want to be a lawyer that has a company that works for you, that generates revenue from you, you have to spend time with your employees on training, on time, on relationships, on communicating your vision again and again and again and again, because that's leadership, and not all leadership is sexy. I think that was the whole point, really. And number 2, come be on the Tiger Bites podcast. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. We'll keep it coming. Let me know your problems, and we will talk to you soon.